All right, thank you for staying with us. It's time for us to move on to another part of the show. This time, we want to focus on Copa America Centenario. We are down now to the semifinals, and so we'll be doing a look, of course, at the games played over the weekend, the quarterfinal matches. We spoke about the first quarterfinal game. That was the U.S. Qualifying for the quarterfinals after their 2-1 win in their game. And today we'll be focusing on the other 3 games. And of course, those games produced plenty of goals. Well, let me just quickly introduce Sisi. Sisi is joining us on this part of Sports Tonight. And of course, Onye Wichmachuku is still very much with us on Sports Tonight. Sisi, what a weekend of football. What a weekend of football. A lot happened over the weekend. Yes. But Copa America, a lot of goals. And that is what you look for. In a tournament, you want to see a lot of goals.
It's like all of them had to wait till this time to start giving out the goals. You know, the other time you said this is the quarterfinals and this is when the real game starts. But for teams like Mexico and Venezuela, it's like they're just coming into the tournament. I mean, the Mexican, it was more like a nightmare, a black night for Mexican fans, conceding 7 goals in a quarterfinal games. I mean, it's ridiculous.
After going unbeaten for so many years, 22 games unbeaten, and then the day you decided to lose, you lost so scandalously. They spelled Mexico and put a full stop on it. But let's take a look at the results. We spoke about USA beating Ecuador 2-1 on Friday, but these other games were the games played over the weekend. Peru and Colombia needed penalties to separate them, and it was Colombia that won on penalties. Argentina, Messi becoming a record goal scorer for Argentina with a 4-1 win over Venezuela. And of course, Chile, the best performance of the quarterfinals for me, 7-0 whitewash of Mexico. Every attack was a goal in that game. And what a result. That for me is the story of this competition.
You know, the way Mexico crashed out was quite scandalous. You know, they came to the tournament with a lot of promises. We rated them as a tournament team. You know, they are the defending champions of the Olympic Games football event. You know, and they are so compact. They a mixture of experience and youthful players. But I mean, getting decimated 7-1, 7-0 was quite unprecedented. I don't know what's going to happen to the coach, but they will go back home, you know, wondering what befell them in that game.
We'll talk about it. We'll still show you highlights of that game. In fact, the highlights are the goals, not to the 7 goals. But before that, let's just talk about Argentina. The way they played in the semifinals, in the quarterfinals, also for me is a sign that people have not misplaced their expectations. Yeah. That Argentina could probably come good this time. Lionel Messi could come good this time. They were clinical, they were ruthless, they were efficient, they were everything.
And you just take a look at that pass. Lionel Messi could have done that. And this is the first game he's actually starting. You know, starting a game against Venezuela. The coach said it was going to start him, and he did. And of course, it was actually involved in 3 of the goals scored out of 4.
And scored 1.
He scored 1 for himself. You know, you talk about the record. He equaled Gabriel Batistuta's record of 54 goals for Argentina. And this is the second one. And of course, you have Messi also adding his own to it. Higuain scoring the second one. Messi, of course, on score sheets. And Eric Lamela scoring the last goal for the Argentine squad. So it's definitely a clinical finish for the Argentines. Right now, they'll be ready for the Americans. I think this penalty is something we need to watch. Just take a look at this. Give it to me and...
When you try this kind of a thing, when you a panenka and the keeper doesn't move, the joke is on you.
I think the idea is, first of all, the goalkeeper must move before you play the ball in the middle. But the goalkeeper didn't move, and he just gave him a back pass.
And when you saw that the keeper was not moving, why don't you just change your mind at that point?
It's like he was actually hypnotized. The keeper looked straight into his eyes, give me the ball, and he just gave it to him.
And that's the finish from Messi. Beautiful finish, Argentina cruising. Can anybody argue against Argentina going all the way now?
Well, they could go all the way. They went all the way in the Copa America last year against Chile. They did the same thing at the 2004 World Cup finals. And you know, the question is, if they get to the final, would they be able to break the jinx? You know, at a 27-year jinx, they have not won a major tournament. You know, since, the last time they won was 27 years ago. And Messi, you know, is gradually getting to the twilight of his career. He needs to win something for Argentina, and he's desperate. So let's see how they go.
All right, let's allow you to also see that game that produced a lot of goals, 7 goals in all, because a lot of us are still doubting if it was Mexico that got hammered or their B team. But just sit back and enjoy the goals. The goals are just coming in. Just watch the goals, and we'll be back with more for you. Wow, so that was the humiliation that Mexico suffered in the hands of Chile, 7-0 thrashing in that quarterfinal game. Let's quickly take a look at the semi-final fixtures now. We're now down to the final 4, and at this stage, you don't choose who to play. You just play anything that comes your way, and for Argentina, I'm sure they don't mind. They have to take on USA, and then we have a massive, massive, mouth-watering fixture on our hands, Colombia against Chile. The coach of America and the captain of America are already speaking about the game against Argentina. We'll listen to them now, and then we'll be back with more on the show.
We play one of the best teams in the world, and this is what you want, and this is what, you know, you want to measure yourself and go out there and give them a real fight. I think the team has done tremendously well over the last couple of weeks and got rewarded with getting into the semi-final. But this is now a moment that is not happening so often in your career. So all I will tell them is go at them, be courageous. Believe you can do it. Absolutely. Every team is beatable in the world, and if you understand that moment right now, then do it. If you do that, and if you show the same energy, if the crowd is behind us, anything is possible. So yes, we have respect for this wonderful Argentinian side. We welcome their fans, but we're also ready for them.
It's a semi-final, chance to get ourselves into a final of a big tournament in our home country. And so, as we said after the game the other day, whether it was Venezuela, whether it was Argentina, it wasn't going to change anything on our side. Obviously, now that we know specifically who it is, we can start to prepare.
All right, so that's the coach and the captain of the American team. Looking forward to the clash against Argentina. Sissy, let me come to you very quickly. What are you expecting in this one? This is the host against the favorite. It's a dream clash.
Yeah, definitely. It's a dream one, but we all know Argentina. We all know how desperate they are to actually win this tournament. For the Americans, they're even happy getting to this stage as well. So Bradley says, well, it's not an impossible mission. They can actually do this. If they're ready, they can actually do this. But I don't see an upset in this game at all. I don't see it coming. I think the Argentines will just, win it. But it's not going to be a 7-goal margin, definitely. And Americans will definitely want to defend and defend to death.
Well, it's difficult to write off the Americans only, but do you agree with Sissy? Is this a stroll in the park?
Well, the Klinsmann came to this tournament with one expectation to get to the last 4, and he has achieved that. He has been trying
going to be hungry for more.
He has been trying to talk to his players, psych his team, but the odds are against them. 3 of the players, Jermaine Jones, Bobby Wood, are already out of this game, due to suspension and some injuries. So he's going to approach this game with a depleted squad. And with an Argentine squad that is beaming with confidence, Messi is scoring, Higuain is there, Di Maria, you know, they are full of stars. So there is only one way, and that is Argentina.
All right, the second game, Chile against Colombia. Where you put your money, Sisi?
The last time I said it was going to be Mexico. This one, I won't say anything because I never expect that 7-goal margin. Maybe you can predict. I won't.
Very difficult. You know, Chile got to the final of the Copa America last year, and you know, they are doing so well. So I think Chile could
upset Colombia.
Okay.
All right, so that's it. You can also join us. We want to hear from you. What do you expect from these two semi-final games of Copa America Centenario? Talk to us on social media and let us know exactly what you think about those two semi-final games. Well, the other quarter-final game that was played over the weekend was Colombia beating Peru on penalties. We are going to be leaving you with highlights of that quarter-final game as we wrap up this segment of Sports Tonight. All right, we'll be back more. Join us again.